Hey everybody. So we're doing week 14 and it's diminishing negative auric programs. This is a very general protocol, and it is the only protocol that has a single oil. Everything else is a blend, but here we're using aloes. And aloes is a very fancy oil. It's used in a lot of spiritual practices. I mean, for example, it was what was placed on the body of Christ when they took his body off the cross. They put aloes and myrrh on his body. It's usually burned as a like an incense. It's used as an anointing oil. It's used in high-end fragrances. It's one of the most adulterated oils on the market. And, I take a bunch of extra steps to make sure I always get um, genuine material. And there's different grades of it, you know. There can be some pretty fancy ones that are even aged up to 40 or 50 years. And the thing that's amazing about it is, it just helps clean things out of the field. It helps to clean things out of your aura, out of your energy body, out of the mind, out of the nervous system. And so it's good for just a general approach to cleaning up the auric programs. Sometimes you might be doing something and you're like, I'm not quite sure which one I should be using. You could use that, or, you want to add it into other protocols, you can do that as well. And so, you know, I always joke my favorite oil is the one that's in my hand. Like whatever's in my hand, I'm like, this is one's my favorite. Aloes is my favorite, even when it's not in my hand. Or at least it's top five. It's probably number one, but like definitely in the top five. Poplar, that, tuberose, uh, you know, the rest is up for debate. But so anyway, you could use this to treat physical things. You could use it to treat psychological things. You could also use this for spiritual practices or things that you want to enhance in that area, including intuition, clairvoyance, things of that nature. So, like, say you're working something, you're like, "Ah, there's this pattern in my life. I'm not quite sure what it's tied to, or, this could be one of the things that you do for that." And so, with that, let's pull out your aloes and let's begin inhaling. Your awareness is on the left side of your body, on the left side of your body, on the side of your face, your left neck, your left shoulder, your left ribs, your left hip, all the way down to the left outer ankle. Yeah. That I'm gonna keep talking while you're doing this. The aloes that we use a lot is considered a C grade. It's like an everyday aloes. But the really fancy stuff, there's like an A grade, an A plus grade. Um, yeah, if you have that, you can totally use that. It just wasn't cost effective to put it in the kit because it's super expensive. But I mean, the fancier stuff is more potent. And so the aloes that's in the kit is still very effective. It's just, you know, fancier things are a bit more potent usually. It's funny because aloe C is still considered super fancy. It's just, you know. So you're on the left side of your body. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Now, move your awareness to the front side of the body. Your awareness is on the whole front side. And awareness is on the front side of the body. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. The right side of the body. Your awareness is on the whole right side. Right side of your face and neck, your right shoulder, right hip, all the way down the outer leg to the right outer ankle. The whole right side of your body. Right side of your face and neck, your right shoulder, all the way down to the right outer ankle. And the back side of the body, the whole back side, back of the head and neck, your whole back, your hips, down the backs of your legs to your heels. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths on the whole backside of your body. And then just pause and let go. Pause and let go. Okay, so that is the standard approach. That's something that you can do on a daily basis. You can add it into other protocols, or you can integrate it into what we call a stack, where you take, anywhere from 3 to maybe 5 or 6 Auric programs and do them together in a bunch, right? A grouping. But here we're going to do the advanced approach, which is something you might only do once or twice a week. It's a much more potent form of the process. And, the reason you're only doing it once or twice a week is it takes a little bit for your energy body to process it. So you do it, and then you can do the standard approach as maintenance in between. So we're going to start with the left side of your body. You're going to take nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the left side. Left side of your face and neck, your left shoulder, hip, ankle, the whole left side. And then the back side of your body, the whole back side. Back of the head and neck, your whole back, your hips, down the backs of your legs to your heels. The right side of your body, right side of your face and neck, your right shoulder, all the way down to the right outer ankle. The whole right side of your body. And then the front side of your body. The whole front side. The whole front side of your body, your face, chest, abdomen, down to the tops of your feet. And then just pause and be still. Now, begin inhaling. Your awareness is on your knees. Your awareness is on your knees. It could be the whole knee or just the back side of the knee. This is where a minor chakra is. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the knees. Taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Then do your ankles, either your whole ankle or the front side of your ankle. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your ankles. And then the soles of your feet. Nice, long, slow, deep breath with your awareness on the soles of your feet. How's this feel? Nice. And then just pause. Pause and let go. Again, you're inhaling. Your awareness is on the left side of your body, left side of your face and neck, your left shoulder, all the way down to the left outer ankle. The whole left side of your body. Front side of your body, the whole front side, your face, chest, abdomen, all the way down to the tops of your feet. Your whole front side of your body. the right side of your body, right side of your face and neck, your right shoulder, all the way down to the right outer ankle. Whole right side of your body. And the back side of the body, the back of the head and neck, down the whole back, your hips, all the way down to your heels, the whole backside. And just being still, just being still. Just being still. Okay, the last little piece, which has to do with somaticizing. We're wanting to purify the old stuff that has been physicalized in the body, but we want to anchor in this new program or this new version of the program. So your awareness is on the brain. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the brain. And your awareness is on the spine. Your awareness is on the spine. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your spine and your brain both at the same time. And then the brain and soles of your feet. The brain and soles of your feet. And as you inhale, move your awareness up above the ankles. As you exhale, down into the earth. Then just pause and be still. Pause and be still. Notice your body, your thoughts, and that make you feel. I did things down a bit, yeah. So let's go ahead and share, ask questions. You can unmute yourself, you can type in. We're going to do Auric programming, shares, and questions for just a few minutes, and then we'll jump into our normal Q&A.
Go ahead, Dan, then Denise.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, God, it's always an amazing experience with this aloes.
Isn't it amazing? Yeah.
Oh gosh, it just like slowed everything down. It
I
just,
literally watched Samantha just go from, I wouldn't say I mean, she was running errands and stuff. And so she wasn't going 90 miles an hour. She was going 50, but she was at idle when we were done.
yeah, yeah. This is just amazing. It's such a, it's a oneness thing. It's
Yeah,
totally,
I would agree.
yeah,
You know, one of the things that, was an old school thing with aloes is, you know, I would say way back, people didn't really know, like, there's some therapeutic things, but people really know what to do with it because there was a lot of spiritual aspects to the aloes. But I have this medical aromatherapy, like old school medical therapist, and like his go-to thing was he would just put like a drop or two in his hands and kind of rub them together and kind of hold them like this, and then he'd just go like this, and he would always say, "By the time my hands get to the back of my head, I don't remember the day." Like, like however stressful or however crazy it was. So it was his like thing, like when he would have a really bad day, he'd put his hands and then he'd just, ugh. And he'd almost make it like a little bit of a ritual or something. And I gotta say, I tried it a few times. It does. It just wipes the slate clean. It's like
Wow.
your mind just goes to this neutral place. And you know, he was thinking of it like is for like a bad day or a stressful day, but how many times is it just that we have just a normal grind that we're used to, but it's nice to shake it off sometimes. You know what I mean? It wasn't necessarily a bad day, wasn't necessarily a good day, but it's still just the ins and outs of our daily or weekly things we have to do for work or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just to be able to shake that off from time to time and just kind of have a moment where that's not consuming the day, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
The grinder. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Life is very fast paced these days. And so that, you try to take like an hour and just go like, I'm just stepping away from everything. It's great in theory, but unless you do some sort of breathing practice or meditation or use some oil, it's really hard to achieve.
Hmm.
And, like I think we all have our little go-to things that are, our favorites. And this is part of why aloes has always been one of my favorites is, man, I can inhale it. And even in the middle of like a day where I'd go, oh, this is not a great day, you know. Like it just changes my perspective and like, okay, well, shake it off. Tomorrow's a different day, whatever it is. Um, it at least helps me approach the difficulty in ways I probably wouldn't have done had I not done that. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like I would have
I
been
totally get it.
a little
Yeah.
bit more
Yeah.
reactive or a little bit more like consumed. Because I'd say like there's an idea of like kind of detachment or disentanglement. Like you know, yes, it helps you with perspective, but it's like it's just totally different perspective. So then your reactions, your thought processes, your behaviors are different.
Yeah.
And you do
Yeah.
that enough. And, it's like here we're talking about the Auric programming. You do that enough, and all of a sudden you've broken out of some pattern. And, you know, a lot of our responses are tied to previous experiences. And so you just keep breaking out of that.
Right. Right. Is this, the first time I really kind of got into this or amazing kind of experience? It really seemed to put me in contact with my higher soul.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
would
an
agree.
aspect of this?
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Definitely activating to the mental permanency, the blue pearl or inside the pineal gland. Um, Definitely activating to that. And I would also say activating to the heart seed. I for the longest time, my kind of go-to thing when we do the materialization breath,
Hmm.
aloes. And it's not because it's so concretizing. Like cinnamon is kind of concretizing, and
Hmm.
there's oils that are like, it brings energy in and physicalizes it. It's like it almost like gets rid of something, so there's a greater space for light to come in. And I like it for activation of the heart, or like you said, a sense of oneness.
Yeah.
The idea of putting it on the body of Christ when they took him off, it is to kind of like disentangle, the body and calm the body down, even though the body's already passed. That's a thing in a lot of different traditions is they'll cover the body with herbs or oils or
Right.
something to
Yeah.
help the process the soul, un
Attach.
like disentangling from the
Disentangle.
body.
Okay. That's
And
close.
that was the tradition back then is like if somebody had a little bit of money, that's what you would do is you would cover the body with aloes. Um, And so that's why they did that. But I would say in deeper meditation practices or ceremonies and things, a lot of times in different traditions, they burn aloes. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, as an incense, they burn it. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
And go ahead, Denise.
Hey, Denise.
Hi, I could probably stop here altogether. How's that? Oh my gosh, I've never experienced aloes before, so it was amazing. And when you spoke with Dan, I could feel the blue pearl, and it was like in my heart. I'm
Mhm.
not sure it might be in the crown, but it can't. I don't know. I think like I'm still kind of spacey from it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it will put you into a very deep, intuitive state, you know, where you're letting go of the everyday mind and you're in that more intuitive state, or like Dan was saying, that sense of oneness almost just washes over you. And you know, what a great experience.
Yeah, the last 2 days were really kind of challenging days, but this really, that's why I said I probably could just stop here.
Right.
Well, I might still want to buy Jasmine and Angelica,
Right.
obviously, but
Yeah.
I'm going to invest in aloes.
Yeah. And just, you know, like a drop or two, and or, you know, smell it from the bottle, but, you know, even like you kind of rub it on the head a little bit, and oh my God, it just feels so amazing.
Is this one that would at all help my son on any level?
It would help anybody. If he would use it, it would definitely help him. Yeah.
Okay. But when I see him, I'll take it with me and see what
Oh,
he,
perfect. Yeah.
okay.
Perfect.
Because for some reason, I don't know why, I don't think it's a magic, totally magic thing for him, but I don't know, I have a feeling there's going to be just a little bit of lightness or opening.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Thank you so
And
much.
the thing that's nice about the aloes, just the scent itself, you know, the different grades do smell different, but I would say none of them are like overpowering or overwhelming. Like, you know, how you put galbanum on and you walk in the room and everybody's like, "Oh, what's that smell?" You know, or like, you know, mint or something like that. And you know, aloes has this. I mean, it's present, you know, like if you're wearing it and you walk into a room or something, but it's one of those things that people are like, what's that smell? Like, you know, they're trying to figure it out, and it's pleasing, but like it's not so in somebody's face.
Sometimes people are drawn to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
Oh
like,
yeah.
what is that scent? Like,
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
that? And that's happened a couple times in my life,
Yeah.
just like maybe twice, and maybe this time, it not that often in my lifetime, but and then I seeked it out. I tried to find out what that scent was,
Right.
and yes, thank you very
You're
much.
so welcome.
And so that'll conclude our ARC and somatic programming. I think this aloe's got everybody a little
Yeah, a little spacey.
little quiet. But if you have any regular Q&A questions, you can raise your hand in the chat and we'll get to you, and then we'll get to, raise your hand in the, raise your hand. And then we'll get to the ones in the chat as well. So next week is week 15 of the ARC programming, and that is going to be emotional responses, and your oil is emotional elevation. So
Oh, fun.
excited. Yeah, I love this oil. So excited for you guys to join us next week as well. All right. So with that, go ahead and Jan, start us off, and then Lolly.
Hey, Jen.
Let's get you
Here.
unmuted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I really enjoyed last weekend's class, and I've
Good.
enjoyed so many of the classes. I have tons of notes, and sometimes I forget where to look for answers.
Sure.
But what I
You and me both.
what I wanted to
I
ask,
get that. Yeah.
yeah. Sometime within the last year, you had us do a process with marjoram and cedar, like on
Oh,
sore
yes.
joints,
Yes.
like when I did it on my knees, and it was really helpful. And I wonder if you could just kind of remind me how that went.
Yeah,
Um,
so you can use marjoram. You can use other things that are antispasmodic for the marjoram, but I find marjoram works the best.
okay.
And the thing with the marjoram is it's antispasmodic, but it's increasing the circulation, but not crazy amounts. But basically, it's opening up the like the vessels, like the lymphatic vessels and everything. And